All right. Just make sure that, yeah, there we go. Wonderful. And then we can, bam, right there. Wonderful. Hey, Meteor. Oh, that's okay. Break was good. I mean, I am still on break. I'm still breaking from making content. I'll pull up my computer screen here, and you can see I don't have any tabs open related to reaction stuff. I have Rosie Belmu here. I have Marshy here.
Hey, what's going on?
I have Stevie T here, Steve Terryberry.
I grabbed it.
More Rosie Belmu because I was going to watch her video. Basically, just chill stuff. Chill stuff. Aside from writing lyrics, that's all I'm doing today. So the break is still good. I feel a whole lot better from yesterday. I had half a mind yesterday to react to stuff anyway. Like, there's a long video that I was going to react to, and I was like, yeah, I could sit down because I just want to sit. And then I know that I would just be staring, just not even processing what's going on. But anyway, I don't want to keep you if you're going to go to sleep. Yeah, this will definitely be available later on, so yeah. Yeah, no, you're good, you're good. I have yet to really try and figure out any sort of schedule with my streams because I work. So, everything else comes secondary. So just trying to find time to be like, when am I going to stream? Because if I had more consistency, I would definitely tell you guys, like, hey, I'm going to be here at whatever Pacific time, this time, overseas, whatever, like all that stuff. So, yeah. This will be up later if you got to go to bed, which I understand if you will. So, just gonna I'm just gonna move this over here. We got that there. Just setting up all my stuff. Oh, there's 66 Samus. Nice. Okay. All right. Oh, hello, Kalgarot and SMSDM25. Hello. Yeah, we're going to be jumping into writing here real soon. I do have a question, though, and maybe for Meteoria, if you haven't gone to bed yet, I would like to know your thoughts. I have two album covers here. One is with the logo black with a little bit of white outline, and then whoa. And then there's the logo that's white with a little bit of black. So it stands out in its own way. Oh my gosh, that's huge. But since we are pretty much done with the album, I just have to write this last song, and then whenever I'm able to record, then I can do that. Then that's what we'll have. So I have this album here. Hope you guys can see that okay. And then this one here with this color. I feel like they're both good in their own way. I just don't know which one should be the main cover. So whatever you guys think, I will take that into consideration because it's just meant, like what draws the eye more, which one's more interesting, that kind of thing. So, but yeah, that is the plan for this stream here. I am going to do this whole process from start to finish. I got a new track just this morning, actually. And I decided, okay, I'm going to write this whole song. And once my user interface for my microphone works, then I'm going to record all the vocals. So, let's see. Oh, no. Yeah, I should probably go to bed, Meteor. Hope it didn't die for you. Or stay dead. What? Okay. White's easier to read given the background. Sorry about that for those of you that are seeing nothing on the stream. That's too bad. We'll just kind of coast here for a skosh while I figure out the tracks here that I was going to use. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. We got 1 vote for the white background, or the white logo. Actually, while we're kind of waiting on stream working again, I'm just going to post it on my Discord. Which logo on this cover looks better? Just do it like that. Okay. Boom. There we go. Oh, shut up. It's telling me, sorry, it's too big of a file. We just don't know how to handle this because we're freaking stupid. There, we got that. And we're gonna go to that. Perfect. All right, so that should be good. All right. Now, I really do hope it's not totally dead. Like, it's good on my end. Ah, okay. Okay, perfect, perfect. Well, because that's what I was thinking too. Like, I know they both look good, but I didn't want to be blinded in my own perception about which to do, which one would be better. So, with that said, we have both the instrumentals. Now, normally when I have... oh, hello, that's funny. Oh, that's a neat little thing I didn't know. So I made those images smaller in my file on the computer in order to post them on Discord. And I guess they saved it as a small file, but still kept it on my OBS. I didn't even know that was a thing. That's funny. Anyway, I'm just going to show you, or play for you, the instrumentals here. This is how it arrived normally. So this was a black metal track that I commissioned this guy for. And one of the things he wanted to do was not have it be, or not have it have bass, which I didn't know that was a thing, but I've chosen to just think about that route because I think in some ways, especially with this being more atmospheric and stuff, there's something to, you know, maybe not having bass in it, or at least very minimal bass. So this was the original that he sent me. And I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's 10 minutes long, so... Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to make a note while we're listening to it that it's around 30 seconds with that first intro. It's that first chunk of the song that just feels like a very atmospheric introduction is around 30 seconds. So. And since it's 10 minutes long, maybe this part could just be another atmospheric bit. I'm just kind of listening to see if anything stands out to me as like a really rich part of the beginning. Like this feels very, very nice by itself. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So we start out at 59 seconds. Now, here's the thing. I did slow it down in a different version to fit the formula that I've done with my other tracks, where I would take even a black metal track and then slow it down by around minus 15% to just give it more of a drawn-out, sludgy feel. So I just want to see how that sounds. Because I want to keep the very drony, atmospheric route of black metal in here, and then also making it kind of have this sludgy sound to it. So So definitely this still fits for an intro. I just want to see, because it should be around. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I like actually having it really take its time with this. Add a little bit more guitar to it. It's just taking its time. It's nice and cozy. Because this slowed down version is 12 minutes long, so I'm also not going to sing for 12 minutes. Okay. Okay, so that's 1 minute and 9 seconds is when it starts. So now I'm just going to kind of peruse through this and listen to, kind of make timestamps for where things are. Because the plot of this song I already know. I already have plenty of ideas on how to write it. It's serotiny, which is the concept for some pine trees to not be able to release its seed from the pine cones until the sort of waxy exterior that grows around the pine cones is burnt off in fire. That's one of the only ways that can actually that those kinds of trees can actually produce the seed is by burning, and that's when the pine cones open. So obviously we can easily apply that to life. That sometimes you have to go through fire in order to produce something of value, and that's okay. It doesn't even have to be a painful thing, unlike the pine cones and the fire. So. We're just gonna write down something like, let's see. Yeah, so it's still pretty chill. It's nothing crazy. It just has that very na 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 style that we like with black metal. So, I'm just gonna do something like, as it's going na 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 da 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 da, or whatever. That's kind of how I've been writing the singing part. So. Let's see. The time has come. The winds. The winds blow in. The time has come. The winds blow in. Ooh. Well, now that I feel pressured, I'm not able to think of anything. And I'm just joking. I don't feel pressured by my audience. The time has come, the winds blow in. Oh, wait, did I not do I didn't do the screen. There we go. Boom. Okay. Okay, so simple sort of melancholy viewpoints, like you're a tree being aware that a fire is coming, most likely. You can kind of feel it as the winds are blowing. Because the winds are blowing by you, it's blowing everything towards you. So the time has come, the winds blow in, the painful transformation will begin. It will hurt so bad, blister my skin, but I cannot run, it needs to happen. So now that I just threw out that idea, I know I said I kind of listen to the whole track first to hear for different things. That's not exactly what I normally do. I normally just write out an idea now that I have a place to start, and then listen to the instrumental and figure out where things land as that happens. So. So that got up to about 1 minute 44 seconds. We are doing very well. Now from here, I just kind of, I check out a few seconds of the next chunk and see if anything changes very much. If not, I'm just kind of listening to, whatever. So yeah, so it's the same thing. So I'm just going to assume that I can put in another 8 lines here. So, so now, kind of giving the imagery of a tree, my roots are curling, kind of like your toes are curling or your body's kind of curling up in expectation. I just want to see if is a difference between anticipation and expectation. There we go. Let's see. Anticipation is more about the joy, often leaving room for flexibility, whereas expectation is rigid and sets a specific, often narrow definition. Can expectation be negative? Yes, expected value can be negative. It's calculated by the weighted average of all possible outcomes. Yeah, so expectation is more rigid, and it could also be negative expectation instead of anticipation. So that's how my brain thinks. My roots are curling in expectation. In anxiety, my leaves have fallen. Knowing what's to come still is frightening. No matter how long, it's not enough preparing. So then, we're talking about all that anxiety, talking about all that worry. Well, then what's the answer? Well, we're talking trust. Trusting that this is the better thing. But before I start going off on that, I want to listen to this and make sure that nothing huge changes in the instrumental. Okay, we get sinister. Ha ha ha. I love that. Yeah. Cool. Let me just see. Ooh. So I'm kind of thinking about this, what is it? Like, I'm thinking about this in terms of symbolism, right? Almost like if I'm watching a music video of this, right? When it gets sinister, do I want to spoil that with lyrics, or do I want it to kind of allow there to be some time to digest it? You know what I mean? So I'm thinking, I'm just going to type breakdown here, and then I'm just going to let this eerie, a bit more intense part kind of give space for this anxiety and concern to fester. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. So okay, so Maybe I could add a little something. Ooh, okay. Okay, cool. So we took a few seconds, almost half a minute, to just kind of let it break down and say something about smoke, right? Okay. I'm just kind of I'm letting my brain flow in the moment. I'm not really taking time to explain it right now. Just give me a second. Um, um, what does that mean? Okay. That's weird. Huh. I thought faint meant something like you're kind of feigning for something, like, oh, I need it. Because there's that verse in Psalm 84:2. My soul yearns and even faints for the court of the Lord. But I've never heard of faints related to, yeah, and even faints for the court of the Lord. But I've never heard faints written in pertaining to longing. That's interesting. Okay, so now I have to trust, nothing left to do, nowhere left to hide. It's struggle and follow through. So it's that moment where you have to choose, because you can still hold on to everything you want, even though it's not going to help anything. You're just going to tire yourself out. It's like I heard this joke from a cop a while ago. They said, if you run away, you'll get arrested tired. You'll just end up tired in jail, if you run away. So it's that idea. You can still hold on, but it's not going to help anything. Just let go, relax yourself into the moment. It doesn't mean you can't be nervous or afraid even. It just means you have to do what you have to do. So that's where I was trying to think of these ideas. Now I have to trust, nothing left to do, nowhere left to hide. It's struggle and follow through. Until I finally let go, relax my aching fingers. Even though my spirit faints, I will not whimper. So it's being honest, but also saying, here's at least my hopeful declaration here. So. Okay, so this sounds familiar. We just have double bass on top of it now, so we've gone back to somewhere. Now I just have to listen back and think, okay, where... Because then now, the great thing about writing music that isn't rap music, you can repeat as much as you want. Especially if you feel like what you've written already is kind of indicative of the whole of what you want to do, of what you want to say for the song, right? Let's see if it was this. Okay, so it was like doon down, doon 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 doon. Oh, well, that's too bad. Huh, the stream's not working for you. Well, I have the stream open on my phone because I want to be able to read my chat, because I'm not able to read chat on my computer. I just have it on my phone. Let me try again here. Because it looks like it's working on... Oh, or is it not? Yeah, it popped up on my phone. Oh, shoot. Oh, dang. Wait, okay, now it's back on. Yeah, it wasn't working for a second. That's weird. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Thank you, though. Thank you for the nice words, Kagarat. I will continue going. I'm just going to grab these first two parts, and do this, and then we'll just listen ahead and see where... Okay, huh. So this is literally a repeat. It literally repeats itself. What if... So now I have the beautiful question that I can ask myself about whether or not I repeat that first part right after I Will Not Whimper, or if I let that moment have time to ferment as well. Just kind of sit in the mix for a second. I feel like it kind of needs to answer. I feel like going and repeating this again kind of has to be an answer for what we just covered before. So, now I'm just going to listen to where it repeats itself again and see if that's okay to just kind of leave that space open, and then we'll figure out more from there. That's crazy you could still see chat, man. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so 438. I'm just going to type that in chat. Let me try to find some fun emojis. There we go. Yay! I don't know if you can see it. I'm spamming emojis on my own chat. That's horrible. Okay. Anyway. All right. Boo 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 boo. Ooh. Ooh, okay, we're getting somewhere. We're getting a little spicy. That's cool. I definitely want that to be a breakdown. That's got to be the breakdown. We're not going to be singing over that. No, sir. Okay, so then I'm going to do this instead. That answers my question. I have to let this be open for something. And then that's where I do this. So then I'm going to repeat that first part during the second repeater. And then we go to the breakdown. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to write down here real quick 4:55 to 5:30, excuse me. So that's 8 lines, very intense part right there. I definitely want to do... Yeah, well, they didn't. I thought they would have. And then I realized that for those of you that can only see chat, you wouldn't see my screen anyway, which is where the emojis are supposed to show up. I realized that after I did that, because I was tapping it and it wasn't showing up on screen. So I was like, well, that was a little expedition to suck. Okay, so let me go back and just... Oh, so it goes further. Okay, wow. So that kind of repeats twice. So I think what I could do is I can put a whole 8 lines here. Now, we were doing the smoke for a little bit. Now it's going to be around 30 seconds as well. I can also do what I did at 2:27 in just saying the smoke a few times. Now it can be like the smoke, now it's burning. something like that. I can just repeat it a bunch of times if I want. Just gonna do the burning, and then slow yet so insistent. It's just it feels like you're slowly just being run over. So you're just feeling like, okay, yeah, this is the yeah. I'll double check on how that sounds later. I think for right now we can check out where this goes. Just going to kind of see where the next switch up is, because it's really taking its time here and I don't want to squander that. Wow. That's too bad, though. Rico, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you guys are having trouble with this, too. I don't know what to say. Ooh. You know what? That could be part of it. SMS DM25. That could be it. I'm watching it on my phone. Maybe that's why it's not an issue for me. I don't know though, man. Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. Oh, SMS, sorry. Of course, of course. Huh. Okay. Okay, hold on. I got lost. I got lost in my own head. Okay. So, I'm just writing a few things that I could probably drone on with near the conclusion of this track. Oopsie. Whoa. I'm scared. I don't know what I did. Oh, okay. I have mad dyslexia today. There's 2 times where I totally mixed up everything. Anyway, I switched around the numbers for my points of interest in the track. Timestamps, that's what I meant. That's perfect. Nice, nice. So that's it. That's it. That's the end. And then it's just a fade at the end. Yo! Yo, that's so cool. I thought that was gonna take forever. I thought that was gonna take forever to make. But it didn't. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I have to do. Wonderful. Great. Thank you. Well, Galarit, I'm glad, first of all, however it ended up happening, that you don't have issues with being able to watch the stream for now. But yeah, I'm very excited for this. As soon as I can, my only thought was, I'm sure any microphone, if I'm doing black metal, the rawer the better is how a lot of people look at it. But as far as I'm concerned, I would rather be able to record it nicely and then, slap it on Audacity and, just kind of mix it however I want, and then that's it. I'd rather have it be done that way than record it in a way that, sure, it sounds raw, but then there's no way I can even make it sound good. Because that's going to be the most excruciating part of this process. It was normally the most expensive part of the process. I think I've said that before, that paying for someone to mix something is so expensive. And I've never gotten two producers giving me the same answer about how to produce something. Seriously. It was the same thing in rap. Some of my favorite mixed songs, I've had producers be like, you had someone charge you money for this mix? And I'm like, sounds good. What are you talking about? And they're like, here, I'll do it for free because I don't want you to be wasting money. And then they do it and it doesn't sound any different. And I'm like, I don't know. So that's another thing that I like about a lot of metal music, and it could just be raw. It doesn't have to be perfectly, polished and put together. But that is something that will have to wait for when my music interface ends up working. I'm going to have to take it to a music store or something and see what the problem is. And for when I fully recover, right? Like I said, I am still taking a break. I genuinely am enjoying writing lyrics, though. That's not even an issue for me. I love doing that stuff. It's a comfort for me. It's a relaxing thing for me. So I am happy to do that. And I'm happy that this is done, because this means we have a debut album worth of material here. 5 tracks. 2 of them are 12 minutes long, and then we have a few others that are long, like 4-5 minutes long. And then putting that together, and then that is it's going to be a self-titled album, so just Ashen Glade, and that's what Ashen Glade is going to be. And then that's it. That is it. So, whew! First of all, the process behind it is so much smoother than any of my rap albums have ever been, which is not a bad thing. I know every genre has its differences with how it puts stuff together and what it strives to be, right? But I love the idea of just being able to make things a lot quicker. Just put it that way. But yeah, and I'm very happy with the style that I decided to go with. I basically took some black metal instrumentals and then just slowed them down, essentially, making them a little muddier with slowing down the tempo and the pace. So that just makes for a sludgier sound, which sounds very similar to sludge metal. So that's where the blackened sludge metal is kind of the term. It takes some elements of blackened, black metal music, and then it has it on sludge. So anyway, that's kind of how that goes. That is the long and the short of it, folks. I will say, for some people who listen to some of my earlier music, I used to have a lot of concept characters. Basically something marketable, of course, but also just something that, the character kind of goes through the story that I would be telling, right? I really love making characters, and I love making stories with that, right? And that's another thing that I loved about my VTuber model and all that stuff. I liked the idea of having a character, being able to have something kind of stand apart from what you're doing, or you kind of puppeteer something in the way that you want. That's kind of how I saw it. I haven't been able to come up with anything like that for this metal stuff. And you know what? I am okay with that. I don't want to potentially ruin what I'm doing with this music in an effort to try and harness some of my old roots with making, a concept character or album or what have you. So there won't be any marketable plushies related to Ashen Glade, at least for now. But yeah, I'm really excited for this, and I appreciate any of you guys at all stopping by to check this out. I really do appreciate the support. I also wanted to get your guys' thoughts in on some of the ground level on it, and just see what you think with different concept pieces and stuff, just to know what you guys are wanting to see, because the first time I've strayed into this genre, so I'm happy to sit here though and enjoy it. But yeah, so appreciate you guys' thoughts on that, and that's pretty much going to be it. I will see you guys next time. Hopefully it won't be too much longer before I return to do reaction videos and all that, but for now, that is all. So I'm going to basically head on out, go back to some stuff that I was doing, watching some videos, not making any, just watching. And yeah, I will see you guys